Hi Aries, welcome to Lunary Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing your mid-monthly October reading. This is going to be a general spread focusing on career and money. So Spirit, what messages do you have for the Aries collective on their career? If this reading resonates, please feel free to like and subscribe. If not, please feel free to check your other readings as well, your other signs. Okay, Aries. Okay, Aries, the first thing that is really popping up for me here is that it feels like there has been some form of tower moment in the past. In the past recent couple of months, or maybe in the last year. It just feels like maybe you were building quite a bit on your business or on your career and something along those lines. Take it how it resonates, and it feels like it sort of fell apart, or maybe it just didn't work out the way you wanted it to, or something along those lines. It just feels like there was some form of tower moment where you almost feel like you had to be rebuilding from scratch, and as you've been doing that, you had to like really go inside yourself internally and really sit with yourself and really think, well, what do I want? What do I want to create? What is the purpose of all of this? And you've sat with yourself and you've really done the work on that, and you've really asked yourself some really difficult questions, and it feels like you are now actually moving out of that energy, but it's like you're meant to be moving out of it and you want to move out of it. You want to like really pick yourself up and get started with something new. Like you could always, of course, have like other things going on, but it just feels like you're finally ready to get back on the horse. And something that's also being highlighted for you is your sacral chakra and your crown chakra. So your sacral chakra has a lot to do with like your life force energy, your creative energy, your it's the energy that you use to manifest, to create, and also it's a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a lot more grounded energy because it's very close to it's right next to the root chakra, so it's very grounded. But the purpose of it is basically for you to know and to trust yourself and what you're doing, and to know that you have the energy to create what you want. So you might be feeling like you don't have the energy, like things aren't working out and you're like wanting to give up. Like it feels sort of like the energy feels a little bit flip-floppy of you feeling like, okay, I can do this, everything's great, and then, oh no, it's gonna fall apart, or things like aren't exactly going the way you want them, and then you could feel like, well, I don't know how to fix this and I'm just gonna give up. Like it feels sort of like that. But what Spirit is really saying is that every step forward, no matter how big or how small, that you take, knowing that you can do this, knowing that you are worthy of creating the life that you want, even if it might be scary, even if it might take you longer than you think or that you want to, is you can do it, you have the energy for it. And also trust the messages that you're receiving from Spirit, because right now you're receiving a lot of downloads and you're receiving a lot of guidance. So you need to trust that. You need to trust that what you're getting is true, is real, because it is. And you're going to be receiving a lot of downloads about how to move forward in your career, and some of it might not even make sense at the time, and you're thinking like to yourself, like, what is the point of this? How does this help anything? But trust those little nudges, because they're going to be moving you into the right direction. And Spirit's also asking you to please remember that every step forward, even if it feels like you're taking one step forward and 5 steps back, you are still taking one step forward, and you are still building that momentum, and you're still creating that energy, even if it is small, even if you don't feel like it's enough, or like good enough, or enough energy, or whatever. Like, all of it is gonna add up. Hey, there's an idea and there's something that you want to create, there's something you want to move forward with, and Spirit is really asking you to do that. Like, now is the time for you to do that. We're almost in the middle of the month. You might be watching this at the middle of the month, but now is the time, right? There's 2 weeks, 3 weeks left. You can still plant seeds, you can still create something, and you might be surprised by how quickly things take off. That's what Spirit's also saying. Sorry. What you don't see is that the reason that it's hard for you to move forward and move on is not because you're still holding on to the past, but because you're very afraid of what this new opportunities will bring you. Almost like there's almost a fear of success here, a fear of, well, if I do reach the success that I want, will I be able to keep it? And Spirit is really asking you to trust yourself, and to trust yourself most of all, knowing that no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Yeah, you've been stuck in like the stalemate energy, and energy doesn't feel like it's been moving much. In an energy that, yeah, like, look at that, like you've been stuck in an energy, and you've been holding yourself back from creating the things that you want to create, creating the life that you want, and actually putting action towards your ideas. You're like, it feels like there's one big idea that you've been holding back on, and Spirit is asking you not to, because even though you might have the fear that things might not work out again, or the fear that even if this is the first rodeo, Spirit is really asking you to take that leap of faith, to trust yourself, to trust Spirit, and also to remember that there comes a point where you learn so much that it's going to be practically impossible for you to restart from nothing, because you're always going to be having something that you're taking onto your next journey. So don't be scared of starting over, and don't be scared of getting started because you're scared you're going to have to start over. Like, we're not living there right now, we're living where we are right now. And yeah, as you're going to be putting things into motion, as you're going to be creating, it's going to be a little bit scary at first. You're going to be feeling a little bit anxious, and you don't know how things are going to go, or where they're going to progress, and all these types of things, these types of thoughts. But Spirit's really asking you as well to work on your mindset, and work on embodying what you know you deserve, because you deserve a lot better than being in your head all the time about everything. But let me put it like this: when you start acting on this idea and you start planting seeds now, because now is the time, like now the energy feels ready for it, because energy is never going to be perfect for it. There's always going to be some obstacles, and you have to be willing to take a swing at it in any way. But Spirit's really saying, as you're taking the action, as you're creating it, as you're planting these seeds, things are going to start changing, and it might be a little bit of a slower change at the start, but it feels like it's going to be slow, and then all of a sudden it's just going to sort of take off, and it's just going to get quicker, really, really fast. So the momentum needs to be built up, and the seeds need to be planted, and that's what this month is going to be for. And you might already start to see some form of return on it, but don't do it in the hopes of getting a return, because then you're going to be demotivated and things aren't going to work out in your favor at the end of that. But as you're planting your seeds and you're doing the work and you're really putting in the energy to create this has the potential to be very, very, very successful, and to really put you on that financial spectrum where you want to be, where you don't have to worry about food or about rent or about any of those things, and you can like just go get what you want. It just feels like there's such a difference in the energy between what we started with and where this could go if you do the work now, if you put in the energy and you plant the seeds. What you don't see is that this whole thing is, it feels like you maybe don't believe that it's meant to be, that maybe this isn't for your highest good, that you don't really understand or know why things are happening the way that they're happening. But Spirit's really saying that everything is happening for a reason. To trust yourself, to trust Spirit, and to take the actions that you're feeling guided to take. Trust your intuition. You know what you're doing, even if you feel like you don't. You do know what you're doing. And that's what Spirit's saying as well, is take that leap. Because this could be very successful, and this could bring you everything that you want. Yeah, so if you've been sitting on an idea, Spirit is really saying, get your ass up and get it done. But okay, is there any last messages for Aries, Spirit, for the mid-month of October? Yes. The deciding factor of what's going to work and what's not going to work is how confident you are in it, how confident you are in yourself and in your abilities. Even if you've never fully done it or done it on the scale that you're going to be going for it, like let's say that you've been a writer but you haven't been writing specific types of things, but then you get an opportunity for it, right? I'm talking about freelance writing. I can only use what I know, right? But it's your ability to create abundance and success is going to be determined by how confident you are that you are willing to take a leap, even if it's scary, even if you don't know if it's going to work out, but you're willing to take the leap and learn on the way down. You're going to learn how to fly on the way down. And that's what Spirit's saying, is you got to bite the bullet and take the leap, even if it's scary. And you need to release your fear around it. You need to release your fear around it. Know that the energy, this is meant to work out. This is meant to work out, but it's not going to work out if you're putting all that negative energy into it. So you need to clean up your mind, clean up your mindset, and remember that the past is in the past, to leave it there, and to know that you got this. Even if it feels like it doesn't, even if you feel like you don't, even if you feel overwhelmed and a little bit stressed and scared by the situation, you got this. You got this. And you can do this. So, this is what I got for you, Aries, for your mid-month October reading. I hope this message resonates. If it does, please pop me a comment down below. I read and reply to every comment I get. But yeah, thank you very much, Aries. Bye!